Hey, what's up, guys? It is Saturday, July 27th, and I am walking. Just tripped again. I'm walking the Oregon PCT trail. Just left some trail magic, and for those of you who don't know what trail magic is, I won't even go there with a sick joke. It is, trail magic is truly amazing. It's freaking awesome. It's basically, this is what sums it up. It's honest people who want to help hikers and make them feel good by giving them food, shelter if need be, water, and just items for your soul. Because, you know, when you're out here working your butt off, you know, there's nothing like good, not bugs. There's nothing like good food, even just any food that's different from what you're carrying on your back. And consuming that, eating that, you know, when you've been working your butt off, it just makes you feel good. And so that's why it's called trail magic, is because, you know, typically it happens in a spot where you're not expecting it. And so it's magic. So yesterday, pulled up on a parking lot, and there's a woman there who was doing trail magic. And what's pretty cool is, you know, when you're on trail, you'll run into people going the other way, and they'll let you know, hey, you know, there's some trail magic ahead. And so it's kind of cool in that way. You know, there's some people put up signs, some post in the app, some just show up and just want to surprise hikers. So trail magic is real, and it's freaking awesome. It just makes you smile out here. And the more and more people that do it out of the goodness of their heart, the more it's going to help support this community out here and just enable people to continue to hike and live out their dream out here in the trail, which is what I'm doing. And someday, at some point in my life, you know, I'll come back and give back by doing some trail magic for some people. So today, guess what time it is? It is Trailtime Confessions. I'm on episode 6. It's been like 11 days since the last time I did a video for you guys. And honestly, I've been trying to do that on Tuesdays, but I got distracted coming out of Cascade Locks this past week, and I forgot to do it. I did a live video, so I kind of did an update for you guys, but didn't do a Trailtime Confessions video for you. So anyways, this is episode 6, and this week I put out a post for you guys on Hump Day to try and get some questions, some ideas for me for things that maybe you guys are interested in learning about. You know, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about, what I do, and what my plans are for the future after I'm done with the trail. So I'm thankful that I was able to get some questions, some ideas from you guys, from my group. So thank you guys for putting that together for me. And I know it's maybe hard to believe that, you know, out here with all this time in my head, that I can't come up with my own, which I have. But it'll make it more interesting when, you know, you guys come up with some ideas, because sometimes there can be a disconnect with, you know, what you guys actually want to know, what I think that you guys want to hear. So, all right. So my aunt, Jackie, who I'm very thankful for, she's been part of my life, obviously, ever since I was born. And I remember going to Devil's Lake with her in that convertible camping, and that and going up to Sandy Beach with my dad and grandma and grandpa was some of the first memories I had as a child, being outdoors and being in nature. And you know, just going back to some of those memories just warms me up and makes me feel good. And I know, being that I was a little kid at that time, I'm sure my Aunt Jackie and Grandma and Grandpa and my dad all can remember them very vividly. But I do remember having fun. And I remember this one time camping. I may have told this story already, but I'll tell it again. And I was camping with my grandma and grandpa, and we woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a family of raccoons just wreaking havoc in our campsite. I must have forgot to put away the food. But anyways, that was a quick little story. So because of the plethora of questions and ideas that you all came up with, I had to copy and paste, put those into a note, organize it in a way that I could comprehend and be able to spit it back to you. And even though my handwriting is like chicken scratch, and sometimes I can barely even read it, I had to write it down because I don't have it memorized. And I need to know what the questions are. So I'm going to start with, what do you miss when you're out on the trail, and what don't you miss at all? This question comes from my Aunt Jackie. And what do I miss? Well, you know, in the beginning in Washington, you know, I was by myself for a while. I didn't see people for days. And you know, being alone in that solitude, one with nature, it really is peaceful. And you know, just experiencing that contrast to what I had for my life back home, it really helped ease any, you know, just sad feelings that I had about, you know, just anything back home that I missed. That being said, of course, I miss all the people in my life, my family, and my close friends. And God, just take a freaking trip. Tripping over rocks, tripping over freaking roots, I trip over everything. I'm so freaking clumsy. So that's pretty much it. You know, I do miss my business, although, you know, there's no buts. I was knocked down pretty hard, and getting back up is what I'm doing out here. And I know that may be hard to understand or comprehend, you know, why I'm actually walking across 3 states on the PCT, but I'm going to try and help you guys understand why I'm doing this. And I hope by the end of all my videos and content that I put out, that you guys have a better and deeper understanding of why I did this. So, things that I don't miss, I'm just going to keep it simple. I don't miss the drama, any drama in my life, and I don't miss the stress. My business was very stressful, and although, you know, I was able to help a lot of people, and my gym made a lot of people happy, on the behind closed doors, you know, there was a lot of stress, and it caused a lot of pain and anguish in my life. And I'm very thankful for the last 10 years and all the people I've met and all the people I've helped. But I don't miss the stress. I miss the people and the motivation and the feeling that I get as a personal trainer and a business owner of helping people. I do miss that for sure, 100%. But I don't miss the stress that comes along with it. So the second question, what has the trail taught me, and what lessons have I gained? You know, as I was writing that question, I was thinking about, you know, what actual lessons that I've learned and what have I gained out here. And it made me pause and think, you know, thinking about that is always in retro. So I think I'm gonna save that question until when I'm done with the trail, finally, sometime in October. So I'm definitely gonna come back to that because it's a great question. The next one, what's been my biggest surprise? You know, that's tough to say. I think, you know, to be surprised, I think you have to have, well, I don't know. I don't know if I had very many expectations coming out here. I wanted to keep things open for me and just allow my mind, my spirit, and my soul to just soak everything in and allow me to just be at one here with nature and let the path open up for me for which way that it's going to lead me. So, you know, it's hard to be surprised when you're not expecting to be surprised. And I think, you know, keeping an open mind makes things fun out here. And when you do get a surprise of something that, you know, maybe like today and yesterday with Trail Magic, that's a very genuine surprise for your day. And being that life is pretty simple out here, those simple things really matter. And so maybe that in itself has been a surprise for me. What's been the toughest and most challenging thing for me out here? Well, you know, the trail is tough, and dealing with all the things that come along with it can be, and when I say that, I mean the aches and pains, the routines, the rituals, and just, you know, the pain in your body, having to deal with all that on a daily basis. That's been challenging, but not to the point where I can't take it. So even though it's tough, it hasn't made me want to quit. You know, being cold and raining, when it's raining and wet, that's been pretty tough. Another challenge for me, I guess, would be being able to hone in my pack. For me, that's been an ongoing thing. And honestly, like, the most challenging part of that is the internal, releasing your reason why you think that you need to carry and hold these things with you. And it's just this idea we have in our head about why it's important to us. And but once you do shake down the pack and you shed those items, your pack feels less and less, and actually makes you feel pretty good. So let's see here. So that's been challenging. What are the rest of all of us missing besides the sheer beauty? Well, keep in mind, you know, I'm about 600 miles in, so I still have a lot of miles left on the trail. And you know, my biggest takeaway about that question is just, you know, honestly, the joy and the bliss that you get out here is, it's such an amazing feeling. And it's really hard to put into words. And it's just, I think that's it, you know, it's just the wind blowing, it's the birds chirping, it's feeling the grit in your hands, and the chill in the breeze, talking to animals, the solitude, you know, just getting a break from the hustle and bustle and the grind. Even though we may love it back home, being in nature is innate in all of us. The need to be in nature is in all of us. And as time goes on, I've seen it just even in my lifetime, the trend of moving away from nature. And it's sad. It really is, because there's people who don't know how to start a campfire, don't know how to pitch a tent, don't know how to cut firewood, don't know how to tie knots, don't know how to do things that you should know how to do. And getting away from nature pushes you farther and farther away from this feeling that you get being out here. And so that's what everybody else is missing, that feeling of joy and bliss. And there's other ways that you can get it, for sure. Obviously, you know, I would assume the feeling that you get when you see your child for the first time, or the love that you feel in your heart, you know, for a significant other or your family. It's very, very similar to that feeling. And doing this alone has just honestly helped solidify me. And you know, I haven't been me in a long time, and it feels really good. So if you're questioning who you are, or you're wanting to find yourself again, getting out in nature is definitely the best way to do it, because this stuff is for your soul, and it fixes everything. At least it has been for me. So that's pretty cool. And then the last question is, what's the most interesting and inspiring people that you met? You know, I talked about this in some of my other videos, and you know, I think it's fascinating about how people come out to the trail. And you know, I have talked to a lot of different people, many different demographics, and I think the most fascinating thing to me is just the sheer willpower that people have to come out here and accomplish the things that they do. And you know, seeing and talking to some people who are putting in 40-mile days plus, even 30-mile days, 20-mile days, like, it's crazy. And it's people that you probably wouldn't guess that could be doing that kind of mileage. And it's definitely a motivator for me because, you know, it's just the competitiveness in me, playing sports and just wanting to do better for myself. You know, it's not comparing to others, but you know, it's just being an athlete. It's just something that we do, you know, is we try to get better. So, you know, some of the other inspiring things that I've seen or heard, you know, I've talked to people that have done the PCT 2 or 3 times. I mean, that's crazy inspiring. You know, I asked them, I was like, so what goes through your head? You know, like some of the questions that you guys are asking me, like it's in perspective, like it's you asking me, but it's me asking him, and I'm feeling the same way, which is kind of funny because, you know, it's, you know what it's like on the trail and then have to come do it again and again. And which seems contradictory to everything that I just explained about what you guys are missing out here. It's work. It really is. It's freaking work out here every day. And it's that work that you put in that's addicting. And I could see why he wants to do it again, and why I am probably going to be doing more of this in the future. And I won't tell you guys exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to save that for a little bit later down trail, but there's definitely more hiking for me involved for my future. So this video is getting to about 22 minutes, so it is kind of long. And I actually had to sit down because I'm done tripping on rocks. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this episode of Trailtime Confessions, and it's episode 6. So as you can see, my spirits are a little bit more brighter and happier being on trail. And you know, one of the things that I'm definitely going to talk about in one of my episodes is the phases of hiking, through hiking, and some of the psychological and mental stages that people go through being on trail. And being that I'm experiencing everything firsthand, and that I'm doing it right now, I've got some pretty good insight on how that relates back to the real world, and why coming out here and doing the PCT or a through hike is going to be beneficial for anybody. So if I don't stop this video, I'm going to keep rambling. So you guys take care and have a great rest of your day.